that have gluten in it. All you got to do is just go out and read the information. If we cook a grain that has gluten in it, that gluten will turn to glue, guaranteed. Anyone ever have oatmeal? Okay. Ever watch it cool in the dish? You could take that dish, hold it upside down, and look at it, right? It's glue. And that's the way it gets through all of our pipes, all of our intestines. Please stop gluing your body up. Now, you can do the rice, you can do the millet, and a couple other things that do not have gluten. But consider greatly animal products, caffeines, refined sugars, and anything that is gluten that is cooked. Now, that is kind of an idea. That's a starter. And later on, we'll get into the foods that literally work for us. Now, usually the question comes up, my God, Dean Martens, if I don't have the meats and I don't have the dairies and I don't have those things, how do I get my muscle and my B12 and my bones and all of these things that make up the human body? Okay, I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to discuss two beautiful, beautiful animals. Gorgeous muscles, beautiful bones, fabulous hair. It's called a horse and a cow. What does a horse and a cow eat? Grass. Isn't that amazing? And they got all that muscle. All right? Now, we don't have two stomachs, but the idea is the finest food for the human is a sprout. The finest. I get a kick out of the people that say, oh my God, we're going to starve. All of our food's going to go away. No, you're not. Go out and chew some grass. However, if you swallow it, we don't have two stomachs, you're going to throw it up just like the dog does when it gets sick. And what does the dog do when it gets sick? Eats grass. Because it helps cleanse. It's filled with enzymes, filled with chlorophyll. So now we're starting to shift this paradigm, because I totally understand where you're at relative to where I was in my life. Now, less than a loving thought produces toxicity. Junk we put into the mouth in regard to really what takes a tremendous amount of our health away, start to understand and appreciate it. Now also, by the way, I studied wild animals that did not drink our water. I want to give you an idea. Wild animals that do not drink our water do not get sick. They have accidents, but they don't get sick. They know when to exercise, and you have to exercise. Those folks who think they don't have to exercise, you're going to get sick. Literally. It just depends when. These animals, they know when to rest. And these animals do not own a barbecue. You with me? In other words, every one of them, except for 4 or 5 species, eats all of their food alive. Alive, whether they eat animals or they eat plants. If they kill the animal, they're going to eat it while that electricity is still in the flesh and the blood. The other animals will still eat the plant while it's still living. Now, I'll bring this back in a little bit later in regard to what we're doing with our food. Now, we're putting this junk down. And our manufacturer, I like calling it our manufacturer. I happen, a lot of us call it God. And by the way, I totally understand that our manufacturer is better than the Fortune 500 no matter what the scientists say. Are you all with me? In fact, God kind of produced the Fortune 500. All right? The idea here is that we have the left brain of usually man